So, Mr. Murakinyo, now we want to look at the prospect. What do you feel now that after today now, maybe when INEC comes up with another excuse again, for their failure to meet up with our expectation as a country, you understand, and the capacity of their office. So what do you feel will be our hope and for the hope of democracy as well?
Yeah, like I said already, our democracy is growing. It's just quite unfortunate that we are seeing the shenanigans, of 1999, 2003 in 2023. So what it means is in 20 years, even if we may think we've made a whole lot of progress, we still have more work to do. Democracy thrives on legitimacy. The moment the government is not seen or perceived to be legitimate, it's world over, you would probably see a breakdown of law and order. No matter what you want to. I mean, a typical example is in Imo State. The Supreme Court did what it did in Imo State, and someone from God knows where became governor. And there's been an escalation there's been a security threat, security tension in that state. The moment the government is not perceived to be legitimate, what happens is you make rise for crazy elements to take up and begin to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
We hope that that's not going to be the case, post these elections, 2023 elections. But the buck stops at INEC's desk. INEC has failed in these elections woefully against, the vote of confidence that everyday citizens had on INEC. But the truth of the matter is, whether we like it or not, Nigeria is our country.
Yes.
There's really not too much we can, we can do than to consistently appeal to the sensibilities of people, especially people who are aggrieved, and make them realize that there are other redress mechanisms, and I'm happy that political parties are already in court, and I hope that the Supreme Court or the appeal court, which is the tribunal for the presidential elections now, would be able to pass judgments that will douse the tension in the country, and so that there's that legitimacy and acceptability of whoever is eventually sworn in as the president in May 29th. Because that date is sacrosanct. We cannot stay without the president, or we cannot have this current president continue past that date. Apart from that, I would just say that the job is cut out for citizens.
Okay.
The question is, how would citizens hold these governments to account? No matter who is the president, no matter who is the governor, no matter who is your House of Assembly member or Senator reps, members, without citizens adequately holding them to account, we may not be able to get to where we want to go to. Right? No matter, even if the person who becomes either the governor or the president, is even has the legitimacy of the people. Without the people holding those people, those elected officials to account, there's almost nothing that can happen. Right? So I think citizens must be able to be willing to contribute their quota as much as possible. I think INEC, should begin to put itself together for, the next off-cycle elections we have in this year. I know we have Kogi. I think we have Bayelsa. I think we have about 3 off-cycle elections. INEC should begin to prepare adequately for that. I also think that I support the call for Professor Mahmoud, to take a bow.
Yes.
I think he's done his best, just trying to be fair. But I think he should take a bow. You cannot lead. You cannot, have this show of shame across board, and you want to stay put. I think he should take a bow honorably. I actually did not see a reason why, Professor Mahmoud should become, go for another term as the INEC chairman. It really doesn't make so much sense to me, from 1990, if he couldn't do anything differently from 2019 and this 2023, we're still having, even worse issues that we had in 2000, because voter suppression showed the numbers of people who came out to vote reduced drastically.
Yes.
People were disenfranchised in their numbers. I told you already how over 30 people in my polling unit was disenfranchised. That's just one out of the 176,000 plus. So imagine if 30 people multiply 30 by 100,000,
Yes.
And see the amount of people that were disenfranchised,
Yes.
people that came out to vote, that were disenfranchised. So these issues are very big issues. They're real issues, and we should not joke with it.